It's Super Bowl weekend, folks. Love it. I'm going to start the show off cueing some music from NFL films. This always gets me going. It's old school. I'm telling you, that gets me going. If you're a huge football fan like I am, NFL Super Bowl Sunday, Super Bowl weekend, it's really just a festival of a week. I love it. On this episode, I'm going to talk about the Super Bowl, the history of the Super Bowl, kind of where it started, some fun facts, some cool stats. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. The history of the Super Bowl. So the first ever Super Bowl was Green Bay Packers versus the Kansas City Chiefs back on January 15th, 1966. The Packers defeated the Chiefs 35-10, which back then that's a pretty high scoring game. The state of Florida has hosted the Super Bowl 16 times, with the city of Miami being the most frequent location of 11 times. The state of California has hosted 13 times, and this will be the first Super Bowl in Las Vegas, Nevada. Me and a couple buddies have actually seen the outside of the stadium. It is massive. I can't imagine the parties in Las Vegas this weekend. It's going to be exciting to watch. And I did a little research, top 10 Super Bowls of all time, based on NFL.com. So let's get started. It was the Giants and Patriots a few years back. What was it? I think 2007. That was the David Tyree helmet catch. That season, the Patriots were undefeated going into the Super Bowl. The Giants were a huge underdog, and they pulled it off. So that's gonna be number one. Then the Steelers and Cardinals, Super Bowl 43. That's the Santonio Holmes tiptoe end zone catch. So the Steelers won that game 27-23. Number 3 on the list, Super Bowl 13. The Roman numerals always mess me up. So Super Bowl 13, that was the Steelers and Cowboys. Steelers won 35-21. In that game, it featured 26 Hall of Famers, 18 players, and 6 coaches. That was the Lynn Swann tremendous touchdown catch. Then Super Bowl 23 was the 49ers and Bengals. Joe Montana game-winning touchdown pass to John Taylor, which sealed the game for the 49ers. 49ers went on to win 20-16. Number 5 on the list, Super Bowl 24. This was the infamously wide right kick for the Bills that lost it in a span of 4 years in a row. The Bills lost all 4 Super Bowls. Number 6 on the list, Super Bowl 52, pretty recently. The Eagles won 41-33 over the Patriots. That was the Philly special play. And in that game, Tom Brady actually set a Super Bowl record of 505 passing yards. Number 7 on the list, Super Bowl 24. This was the tackle by Mike Jones. Who? Mike Jones. Holt's receiver Kevin Dawson, 1 yard shy of the goal line. He was trying to stretch out on that play, and I think it was closer to the 1 yard. I think it was about the half-yard line. He was almost pulled it off. So that's number 7 on the list. Number 8 is Super Bowl 3. This was the Super Bowl guaranteed from Joe Namath. They were a huge underdog in that game. I believe it was like 16 points at the time, which in the Super Bowl, it's usually 3 to at most 5, 6 points, which that was a huge upset by the Jets. Number 9 on the list, you got Super Bowl 44. I'm pretty sure it's 44. This was the Patriots and Seahawks game where all the Seahawks had to do was give Marshawn Lynch the ball. They're at the 1 yard line. Most likely would have won. Instead, the Seahawks threw a slant, which was picked off. And that kind of sealed the game for the Patriots. Number 10 on the list is Super Bowl 34, Patriots and Rams. Greatest show on the turf. They were looking for a second title. They won their first back, I think it was 1999 season. This was the start of the Patriots dynasty and where the legend of Tom Brady was born. Adam Vinatieri kicked a 48-yard field goal as time expired. Let's start another list. Let's do top 10 runner-up teams of all time in the Super Bowl. The 1984 Miami Dolphins lost to the 49ers. Dan Marino was MVP that season, and they had a great group of core wide receivers led by Mark Depper and Mark Clayton. Number 2 on the list is my Carolina Panthers. Of course, being a Carolina fan, you get high hopes every once in a while, especially when you make the Super Bowl and probably play arguably the worst game of the season. As I mentioned, the Panthers went 15-1 that season. This was a historic season as far as Panthers' sake. They joined the 84 49ers, 85 Bears, 98 Vikings, 04 Steelers, 07 Patriots, 2011 Packers as the only teams in league history to win at least 15 regular season games. Number 3 on the list, top 10 runner-up teams of all time. 1983 Washington football team. They lost to the LA Raiders. Joe Gibbs was actually looking for back-to-back titles. Very balanced team by the Redskins. I looked at the stats. The defense and offense was up there towards the top of the NFL. The LA Raiders pulled it off in that game, but Washington football team, they were looking for back-to-back titles and got pretty close. I kind of mentioned this team, the 2014 Seahawks. They were 1 yard away from winning the Super Bowl versus the Patriots. Number 5 on the list, 2001 Rams. They lost to the Patriots. They were looking to capture the magic of the team I mentioned a little earlier, the 99 Rams. Team was led by MVP quarterback Kurt Warner, running back Marshawn Falk, wide receivers Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt. They had the top-ranked offense that year, as well as the 4th-ranked defense. Number 6 on the list, 1997 Green Bay Packers. They lost to the Broncos. What a matchup in that game. I kind of remember I was probably about 6 or 7 that game. So Brett Favre and John Elway, 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks. You can't get a better matchup in the late 90s. Number 7 on the list, the 1978 Dallas Cowboys. They lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers. It was another great quarterback matchup between Roger Staubach and Terry Bradshaw, 2 Hall of Famers. Number 8 on the list, 1968 Baltimore Colts. They lost to the Jets. This was the famous Joe Namath guaranteed win game. I kind of mentioned this earlier, but they were an 18-point underdog in this game, which is huge in a Super Bowl. Number 9, 1990 Buffalo Bills. if you're a Bills fan, and that was the first of 4 consecutive losses in the Super Bowl. They were loaded on offense with Jim Kelly, quarterback Jim Kelly, running back Thurman Thomas, wide receivers Andre Reed and James Lofton. Number 10 on the list was the 2007 New England Patriots. This team came close to matching the 1972 Dolphins, as the only teams in NFL history to complete a perfect season. The Patriots that year had top-ranked offense that averaged 36.8 points per game. Let's do another list. Top 10 players in the Super Bowl of all time. We got Tom Brady, arguably the GOAT. He has 7 rings, which is more than any franchise. And he also has 5 MVP Super Bowl MVPs. More than any other player. He's all-time leader in pass attempts, 421, completions, 277, yards, a little over 3,000, and touchdowns, 21. Number 2, Joe Montana, went 4-0 in the Super Bowl. Number 3, Jerry Rice. He owns Super Bowl record for receptions, 33, receiving yards, 589, and touchdowns at 8. Number 4, Terry Bradshaw. He has 4 Lombardi trophies, Super Bowl trophies, which he was the first quarterback to hit that mark, and also has 9 touchdowns in the Super Bowl. Number 5, Charles Haley, 5 Super Bowl victories, 2 with the Cowboys. 2 with the 49ers and 3 with the Cowboys. Number 6, Doug Williams, MVP in Super Bowl 22. Number 7, Emmitt Smith. 5 rushing touchdowns are Super Bowl record. And his 289 rushing yards ranks 3rd all time. Number 8, Eli Manning. Took 2 Super Bowls from Tom Brady. Won 2 MVP titles. 2 Super Bowl titles as well as MVP both times. Number 9, Terrell Davis. In Super Bowl 32, ran for 157 yards and a record-tying 3 touchdowns. He was the MVP that Super Bowl. Actually, I did top 15. There's so many good players, so I added a few to the list. Number 10, Joe Namath. As I mentioned, one of the greatest upsets in Super Bowl history. Number 11, Adam Vinatieri. His 34 Super Bowl points trail only Jerry Rice's 48. He has game-winning field goals in Super Bowl 36 and 38. Ended his career with 4 Super Bowl rings. He also grabbed 1 with the Colts later on in his career. Number 12, Bart Starr. 2 MVPs and a trailblazer for the Packers dynasty. 13, Lynn Swann. His 364 career receiving yards are tied with Gronk for second most in Super Bowl history. Number 14, Steve Young. His 6 touchdown passes in Niners Super Bowl 26 remain a single game Super Bowl record. Number 15, I added Patrick Mahomes. He's about to be the first quarterback to start 4 Super Bowl Sundays before his 30th birthday, which has never been done before. He already has 2 titles and 2 MVP trophies, looking to take home his 3rd in both on Sunday. Another pretty cool, fun list. Favorite Super Bowl commercials. Top 10. Budweiser, the puppy love. You know, Budweiser always brings good stuff for the family, good family wholesome content. Number 2, Snickers, Betty White in 2010. That was a funny one. 3, Reebok, Terry Tate in 2003. 4, Volkswagen, The Force, 2011. 5, Spirit Crime Determined, 2006. Number 6, Budweiser Brotherhood in 2013. That's always a good one. Number 7, Old Spice, Your Man Could Smell Like, 2010. That's a tongue twister. Number 8 was the NFL 100-Year Game in 2019. That brought a lot of legends to the game, to the commercial. That was a cool one as well. Number 9, McDonald's Jordan versus Bird in 1993, playing horse. That's always a classic. And number 10, Coca-Cola Hey Kid Catch, 1980, Mean Joe Green. My top 10 favorite Super Bowl food. Super Bowl brings a lot of people together, with parties, friends, families, you name it. My number 1, chicken wings. Gotta love chicken wings. Whether it's buffalo, barbecue, honey pepper, anything. I will eat chicken wings. I think it's number 1. Number 2, buffalo chicken dip. Good buffalo chicken dip. You bring it to the party. You are the MVP. You are the Super Bowl MVP if you bring good buffalo chicken dip. 3, chips. I think if you bring some good chips, that's basically like a 1-2 combo with a buffalo chicken dip. Especially the Tostitos, the scoop Tostitos with buffalo chicken dip. That's a 1-2 combo you can't go wrong with. 4, pizza. Some good pizza, wings, whether it's cheese, pepperoni, meat lovers, you bring good pizza to the table, you're up there as MVP conversation at the party. 5, chocolate chip cookies. Good chocolate chip cookies, whether store-bought, homemade. You bring chocolate chip cookies to the table, you're up there as well. Very underrated at number 6, a fruit tray. A good fruit tray. You need to balance all those unnecessary calories with some good fruit. At Mad Dog Sports, I like to eat some good fruit, especially this time of the year. You got to balance that with some fruit. Some carrots and ranch at number 7. That's up there with the fruit tray. Very underrated. Number 8, barbecue. If you bring some barbecue to the table, that's something good. Number 9, pretzels. 10, whether it's fried chicken, chicken nuggets, chicken tenders, that's up there. And if you bring some good chicken tenders, you're in contention for MVP of the party. Now let's talk about the matchup. 49ers versus Chiefs. Great matchup. Two of the best teams in the NFL. Both have great offenses, great defenses. That's why they're here. 49ers will be making their 8th Super Bowl, which ranks 4th in NFL history behind Patriots at 11, Steelers, Cowboys, and Broncos all at 8. They're looking to take home their 6th Lombardi Trophy. All time, the 49ers are 5-2 in the Super Bowl. Chiefs will be making their 6th appearance in their history and looking for back-to-back titles, which will make 4th overall, as far as it will be their 4th in team history. Chiefs are 3-2 all time in the Super Bowl. Some keys to the game. I think for the Chiefs, it's just playing their style. They're hard-nosed run, play action with Travis Kelce, playing defense, putting pressure on Brock Purdy. I think that's definitely keys to the game. On defense for the Chiefs, force Brock Purdy into pressure throws and limit Christian McCaffrey to big plays. He's going to get his stats. If you can kind of limit that 40, 50-yard run, that's going to be huge for the Chiefs. For the 49ers on offense, similar to Chiefs, use the run game to their advantage. give Christian McCaffrey the ball in space, whether it's outside runs, inside runs, some screen plays. Get him the ball. He needs his touches. He can be definitely a huge difference maker in this game. On defense for the 49ers, put pressure on Mahomes and force him to stay in the pocket when he's kind of scrambling, making those acrobatic plays. He's dangerous. And limit some big plays from Kelce. Similar to Christian McCaffrey, he's going to get his touches. He's going to get his catches. If you can limit Kelce to 6 catches for 50 yards, as long as those aren't like a 30-yard reception, I think the 49ers have a chance of winning. Some X factors. Special teams always plays a big factor in the Super Bowl, whether it's the kick game, punt coverage, kickoff returns, field goals. That's going to be huge, especially this type of game, Super Bowl. I think it's 2.5 point spread, so which comes down to most likely a field goal. That's going to be huge in the win or loss in this game. Rashid Rice is the second leading receiver for the Chiefs in playoffs. 49ers will most likely, I think they'll double coverage Kelce, which will have Rice with some open plays. And George Karlaftis for the Chiefs has 10.5 sacks in regular season. I think he'll put some pressure on Purdy. He can be definitely a big difference maker in this game. Kyle Juszczyk, he's definitely going to get some touches for the 49ers. It's kind of like a hybrid fullback. You got to love the fullbacks. They put in the dirty work, and he's very athletic, very underrated. I think he'll get some plays in this game, which might be a big momentum swing. Fred Warner, he's the best linebacker of the 49ers. And here's another matchup. Trent Williams versus George Karlaftis. I think this game is definitely going to be won in the trenches. It's going to be huge. If he can get those 3 to 5 yard plays, open up play action, I think that's going to be a difference in the game. I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be an epic Super Bowl. You should definitely tune in. My prediction, I have the 49ers knocking off the Chiefs 30-27. I think it might be a game-winning kick. I have MVP, Christian McCaffrey. As a former Panthers fan, I love that he's on a winning team. We kind of ruined his first 3 to 5 years. He was in a rough organization, but I hope he does well in this game. I think it's going to be an epic Super Bowl. I think you should definitely tune in. Always a great time with family, friends. Enjoy it. So next week, I'm going to preview some college basketball. Excuse me, I'm going to preview college baseball. College basketball is going to be the following week. So next week, be on the lookout for college baseball. I'm going to do ACC, Big South, Colonial, CAA, SEC, SoCon, and Sun Belt. Do the top 25 and more. So check me out next week. Hope to see y'all there.